Your Honor, please allow me once again to go over the events that took place on the day of the murder. That child's drawing is the same as a photo. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased him and was killed by Dark. It's my belief that somewhere in this story, there's a lie.
I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife.
Finally, we can talk about the shape of the knife and the shape of the trophy and all the weirdness going on there.
If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives?
Another broken knife, besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by simple observational error.
Mr. Wright.
In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife.
I assume, then, that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon.
If anything's broken here, it's you.
Huh?
I'm sure this must be all very amusing to you, Mr. Wright. But may I remind you that the fate of Miss Lanisky hangs in the balance.
Okay, you're not letting me get at what I'm getting at. Sorry, Your Honor. Please give me another chance.
Not close enough. I didn't say anything, but Mr. Wright, I see no weapon here.
Of course not. Though we're not holding the other part of it.
Where can you see the other part of it?
Yeah. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture.
This is a picture of the awards ceremony. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon.
Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding.
That's a broken knife.
As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award.
Oh, that's crazy.
The same one I looked at when we walked into his office and said, "That is a murder weapon." Instant replay. I looked at that trophy for 1 second. And I went, that right there, that's a murder weapon.
Order! Order! Order!
Neil Marshall was awarded the King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and a knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
But that That can't be.
Oh? And why not, Mr. Edgeworth?
Because if the King of Prosecutors Award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed.
What do you mean?
I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Oh. Oh!
But the prosecutor was the one who actually died.
That's true. What's going on here?
It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions.
Hold it!
Wait, I remember now. I remember everything. Witness? Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, miss, please? His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back. I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it.
Oh! Blue Badger says just the tip. The knife tip. Oh.
What?
You created the Blue Badger? You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture.
The worms!
All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
We all did, Emma. We all did. I'm gonna obfuscate this crime scene from the past and the present. Badger it up! Badgering away! I'm a member of the union.
Oh boy.
You'll never stop me.
Member what? Get him out of here. You'll never see the light of day. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Skye?
Awful detailed crime scene you're looking at there, prosecutor. Would be a shame if anyone were to block your way.
Yes, Your Honor.
First the knife mix-up and now the Blue Badger. It should be interesting. Witness testimony.
Emma's recollection. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards the both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife.
Oh.
Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the Blue Badger.
There were two?
He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. This is certainly most unusual. Try impossible.
Gumshoe? Nah.
The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year.
Yeah. Timelines. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
That's crazy.
Don't give me access to the portal. Oh no, we're chasing the Blue Badger through time like Lavos. The whole fucking background starts going hazy. No! Ah!
Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Stop! No! Please, stop! Don't pursue this any further! Lana,
What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
But you can't do this! I've already confessed to the crime! Why can't you just leave it at that?
Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination.
Damn. That's the one from the Super where the eyes are glowing.
Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
Seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Don't grab her by the scarf. It's dangerous. See, that's the fatal flaw. It's the coolest design element ever.
But it's a weak point.
But everything that ups your style points that high must come with a weakness. It is asking for a fucking choke. Cross-examination.
Emma's recollection.
Lana's diving on the grenade to protect the badger. You must never reach the truth.
When I saw that man raise his knife...
Hold on. When you say that man, I assume you refer to him. Timbuktu. Himalayan. Joe Dark.
Yes, at least I think it was him.
You think?
All I could really see were shadows. The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office reports. So then you... I panicked and rushed towards both of them.
Why would you do something so dangerous?
What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall.
She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife.
But as we've just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife.
And you knocked it out of his hand and gave Joe Dark the upper hand? You didn't know who was who? And that led to Dark being able to kill him? Was it your fault? And that's what Lana doesn't want you to know?
Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that Dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I've got to help that other person.
I mean, that's plausible, but it's not enough to explain why Gant is so invested, and clearly the parts where he's trying to obfuscate his involvement.
I think I knocked away the man with the knife.
Yeah. Fuck. What do you mean, you think?
It all happened so fast that I was in shock.
Sorry, language kid.
I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur. Miss Sky was almost killed before she was a witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural. I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. So then, what happened next? Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger.
Traumatized kids sometimes see things. Your Honor? Are you sure about this?
Of course. See? I even drew a picture of him here. But it was the chief of detectives who thought of this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The blue badger didn't exist until 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I had seen him before.
Oh, God.
Yes, the blue badger lives inside all of us.
Traveling through time.
And the minds. Now I finally remember.
Oh, brother. Just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion.
Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing?
I imagine you start thinking about him in the past, and then someone's body and eyes start growing and taking on his shape. He just crawls out of you. His dancing.
He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
Okay, his shadow. So you mean you didn't actually see his face with the winning smile and all?
That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns.
Like he's just like with his winning smile and all, and just like Gumshoe's in the gallery up top like, "You damn straight!" Atta boy, Nick! You tell him!
This is pointless.
Creepy horns.
That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken.
Objection! That may well be. But what's important is it caused her to think she saw what she did.
Oh? And I suppose you have an explanation. If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was.
What was it Emma saw when the lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger, really?
Any ideas?
Fake it till you make it. The blue badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew the picture. Yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room.
Mr. Wright! In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious blue badger look-alike. Oh! Wow, wow, wee, wow. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. I can kind of see it.
Do you remember? Is this locked in?
No.
This is some horseshit, dude.
What
This is nonsense.
What do you mean?
This is absolute nonsense. This is peak shenanigans and buffoonery, and I refuse to accept it.
Why not? You know? The eye sees what it wants to see.
Is this what this franchise is? Here at the end of all things. Here on Mount Doom. Samwise Gamgee. Is this truly what this franchise is? Get the fuck out of here!
This is genius.
Get the fuck out of here!
This is pure genius, Woolie. Unless you got a better,
Well, apparently not! The mysterious blue badger was in fact this!
But that's... what exactly is that?
Your guess is as good as fucking mine, Your Honor. Apparently, a hero who appears in times when justice is needed, in the darkness, flashing, inspiring minds, in the past and the present. I believe it's some sort of jar.
But, Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger.
No. But with the power of dual screens...
Oh, hold on.
A microphone and a stylus! Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar.
Your point being, Mr. Wright?
But what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint?
I've got to show them the correct angle to look at this from. With the power of two screens. Theme of worms.mp3.
Okay, what's gonna be the stupid angle
I mean,
required for this?
like, how bad do you want it?
Ooh.
That feels right.
Okay. This is it, right? I've got...
Guys! Yo!
Yeah,
Come on!
you tried.
This isn't right. I've got to make it look more like the badger!
Allow me to remind the defense its case hinges on the witness's drawing.
This is...
If Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness drew, we cannot accept his claim.
We're looking at a doodle, and we're holding a pot up.
Like this? How about like this?
Your Honor, I'm going to start throwing rocks at beer bottles, and you start listing off names. And when I hit the bottle, when you say the right name, that person is guilty.
Good enough for me.
Gotta find just the right angle. Maybe I should rotate it vertically a bit more? Or horizontally?
Come on, Mr. Wright. You can do it.
Okay, well, at least they're not hurting me for this. I've gotta show them the correct angle to look at this from.
Yeah, I guess they know
What
this is bullshit.
the fuck, man? Well, it can't be far from where I was. Because the point is, the curvature of the left and right. Can't have a chin sticking out. So... that's way too high. Which is why I put it from this angle. Blood facing forward. Round out the chin. I mean... like, what more do you want? A cleaner separation of the circle on top, maybe? You know? It's pixel perfect? Oh my god. That's insanity, man. Okay, well, it can't be this, because this is, like, showing weird shapes. Right? It's gotta be, like... there.
Okay, maybe this. At least you're not losing health for now.
What the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? You kidding me?
Try harder.
This is batshit.
Get the proper angle.
This is completely insane.
Video games.
All right. Yeah, okay, here. Don't get it at a wrong... Don't get it off angle. Because once we're off angle, then we're fucked. Right? It needs to be... in symmetry. And these... How were you supposed to do this with a stylus? That's poor. All right, hold on.
Oh, we are reaching for keys. All right. KBNM.
May the worms infect us all.
The worms will win.
I mean, you had to do this with a stylus, dude. HNBM. What a weird WASD. Boy.
Just don't drop the jar and you're good.
This is centralized, right? Bottom lines up. This is in the middle of this little flat space. This top polygonal split is close, right?
The two hat tips aren't at the same vertical, but you know, this one is lower than the other.
Yeah, true.
What can you do about it?
But it's that much of an asshole.
How about this?
I mean, it would be crazy if that was wrong. No? That's gotta be it. Did I already... Is this what I did last time? Or is this a little bit closer? I don't know. Okay, here. I'll do this. And now the imperfections are that and that are not 100. And that's slightly off. Let's see if it gives us any grace. There it is. Well, is this a miracle or what? Fucking A. Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas, Reggie. No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger.
No. It can't be!
The Badger has nothing to do with this case.
Order! Order!
It was just a red herring planted in our brains to deceive us the whole time. It blocked us in the real case.
Uh-huh.
And then it blocked us in the past, even before its own existence.
Time-traveling blocker.
Obscuring the truth. Like a true mascot of the natural police.
The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this. Confirmed.
Oh, I heard natural police and my brain is just editing The Wire intro to just shots of the blue badger. Hitting the streets, hitting the towers up. Someone throws a rock at the security camera. The badge can't save you, Badger. All right. That's fine.
It just keeps going. It writes itself. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains.
Shit.
What's your point?
Edgeworth, did you not just see me pixel hunt a 3D vase? What do you mean? I don't understand. Are you questioning the new features? The touch? The dynamic screen? The 3D depth button?
So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything.
No, I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Because now that we know that it's a jar, we know where it was placed, and we can connect that second line of logic to where we're going. Excuse me while I put this keyboard back.
Good job.
The jar was on the other side of the room.
Indeed? Very well then, please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar?
Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar.
At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright.
Yes. Well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar?
Where?
The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on the shelf in the office of Damon Gant.
But the body was found lying near Nana Sky's desk.
Exactly.
The witness testified so herself.
Objection. Yes. And it's these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office.
Objection! Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office?
Yes.
Why would he do that? There's no reason.
Exactly.
Huh?
If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright?
I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying?
That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous-looking sword.
Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy.
No. Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking.
Yes. There's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
Another possibility.
course the perpetrator would have had no... Of course the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless... I don't know if I can go through with this.
Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall, you mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No! I never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented.
Objection! What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Skye, but given the circumstances... Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall! How could you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her?
Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it?
I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't.
Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony.
I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning.
Touché, Miss Skye. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility.
You mean there's still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life, as do all victims of crimes in Japanifornia.
What a reasonable thing to pull out of thin air, Miles.
In one manner or another.
That's impossible.
Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you.
11037.
A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist?
I've got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind is in the evidence. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer?
Do not be mistaken, Miss Skye. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek.
The negligent manslaughter?
Meet me halfway here.
while being a minor, while underage?
The truth. No matter how painful it may be.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased.
Now this better be good. You're accusing a child. If I don't spit out my coffee, this case is over. We still don't know where this came from, though, eh? That's gonna take a minute. But we do. It's from his jacket. He's wearing leather. That's not the orange of Gant. It's the brown of leather.
Oh, when she pushed him or something?
When she pushed him out of the way.
Damn, son.
And Gant went as far as to cutting out the piece and preserving the handprint and not destroying it, because then he had something he could hold over Lana.
That's a fine story you're weaving there.
Why the fuck else are you gonna hold on to this fine cut of leather?
Brakmer.
Yeah. I'm just a fan of westerns. I wanted a suit made out of this material. EA Sports is in the game.
Oh my god.
EMA.
Yeah. Okay, connect the dots. Oh my god.
It's in the child.
Oh my god.
J'accuse. And he had time. And the fucked up part is like, he's going like, why? As he's spelling it out, like, I don't get it. This is the message left by the deceased.
This is that blue badger from before, right?
Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name?
If that thing could, I'm sure it would.
Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of this jar.
What do you mean?
If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar.
It looks like someone wiped the blood away.
Yes, but notice. For some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. The piece that he kept for further blackmailing purposes.
Keep that stuff intact.
Two things.
Just enough, you know?
Is just enough.
Yes, there is a line here, drawn in blood.
So what you're saying is these dots were once lines.
Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. This jar was a victim of the Hokuto Shinken attack. He used a few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions.
I like the directional flow of this game becoming a co-op adventure, right? Like fucking player 1 and player 2 stomping on the stand is a whole lot of fun and a very different dynamic from where I thought this was going. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent. No.
Mr. Wright.
Damn. If there was any if there's any justice in this world, Edgeworth would have been a playable character in Marvel as well. And you could have put them on the same team.
That's too good.
You know?
That's too good of an idea.
I mean, if we got the Sons of Sparta, why not both sides of the fucking aisle? And then throw a green lawyer in there with She-Hulk to complete the colors and Team Justice. Team Justice, man.
You got something for MVC4.
Oh, shit.
What kind of message did the victim leave for us?
Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. Gotta connect these dots to make the letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written, given the circumstances. His murderer's name. Let's see here. Click, 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 click. Fail! Do it in Japanese, idiot! That's not kanji, Mr. Wright. None of us can read these letters. No, don't have to do that one.
Yeah, he didn't have much blood to work with before he passed out, you know.
Okay. Tap, tap, tap. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma.
So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Of all people. She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life
Was Emma Skye. Bang! Door kicks open. Marshall on a horse. Yeah! There she is! I've been waiting for this. Rootin' tootin', pew 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 pew.
wrangles her with a lasso, ties her up.
Yeah. Time! With the cowboy hat. Woo! Come on, get! Still not addressing the hand injury. Right? The bleeding hands behind the back. We're still in the past. We are still not at what Lana did, opening up the car, seeing the trunk, and seeing that whole bit. Seaworthy? Can't say I didn't warn you. Now, Organist. Now you play my theme.
Chief Gant.
Daddy's home. Do you understand the implications of what you've done?
What? What are you talking about?
2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in that case. Were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. Oh! But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. Oh. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice? What? We're merely keepers of law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death. How could he just stand there like it wasn't his fault?
Order! 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 Order!
The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. That's fucking crazy. Okay, well, how about 5 out of 6? Right?
Not enough.
No?
Nah.
80%? 80%, you all. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows.
What do we do?
Oh, now you've done it. Damn.
Edgeworth still in trouble after all this time.
Absolutely a murderer. Absolutely insane. Absolutely guilty. But not that time. And seconds away from it going any other, from it being exactly the way it was reported.
Yeah.
But not that time. The truth no matter what.